great resources, both in person and virtual. It's like you can kind of get it wherever you need it. So Chad, first to you, tell me about who and when can we visit the Advanced Energy Center?
Yeah, it's open Tuesday through Saturday. It's really meant for a little bit of time to try to catch the homeowners who are doing a DIY projects on Saturdays. So we're open 10 to 4 on Saturdays, but we're open 10 to 6 through the weekday to catch the builders, to catch homeowners after work a little bit. For any event, this is a public agency space. So for those education courses, for events that could take place here, we do hope to have normalized events that aren't about climate change or energy efficiency, to bring people into this space and then have them sit and do something with a water heater in the background and then talk about this. That could happen outside of those business hours. And any of you are willing to, if you are willing to come up to Sonoma County or to Santa Rosa, you can use this space as well. So it is a public space that's available for everyone.
Great. And do you know of any other similar centers that are happening either here in the Bay Area or we're all a little jealous of Sonoma right now?
Well, don't be jealous. It's we received this center because of the fires. It was a research project that this was one of the solutions that came out of that research project is build a place where the technologies can be exposed to the public. And so we built this in a way that we wanted people to copy us. We are a public agency, and Sonoma Clean Power really believes in that everything we do should be copied if it's done right. And this is one thing that is done right. It won an award for the North Bay as one of the top projects of North Bay in 2020. It is being copied by East Bay Clean Energy in Oakland. It is being looked at in the peninsula. It's been looked at in San Diego. So you're going to see this model popping up in different areas around the state. This was funded by the California Energy Commission and their grant, their EPIC grant. And so they want to publish this around the state. In fact, next month, I'm speaking at their energy forum in Cambria to talk about how other public agencies like ourselves should be building these type of exposure centers that really connect the community with what they can trust.
And that kind of leads actually into the Switches On campaign and partners. I'm curious how you're getting the word out and who you're engaging with locally, but also maybe beyond, as you said, speaking at conferences, et cetera.
Yeah, so we bundle. Our whole purpose here at this center is to bundle. We work well with BayREN, with the tech program, with the Switch program, which is a CTE Foundation workforce development program. We have the Next Gen Academy and their workforce development program. So with education programs, we want to connect with those other local programs to expose that to our building community and our homeowners and our commercial accounts and multifamily dwelling people, so they can be exposed to what's available to them. Financially, we wanted to make this affordable. So all of the technology types, we really pre-negotiated with the brands, because this is a free place for them to display this. So they needed to display the items at a lower cost to make it competitive with the gas products. And then we wanted to financially incentivize it further to make it really affordable. So by partnering with BayREN and tech, our water heaters are free to our customers, no matter what income level you are. And the technology types that aren't available to BayREN and tech most likely are free to the carefarer or the low income customer here at the Advanced Energy Center. So it looks fancy, but this is really meant for all income levels. We want to talk about the renters here. We want to cover everyone and moving into an all electrification lifestyle.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you answered another question that I had, so that's perfect. And Rebecca, I want to ask you, how is the Switches On campaign partnering with BayREN?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So BayREN is one of our partners. And so the BayREN comes in with us on a monthly basis, actually, and provides kind of insight and feedback into some of the kind of content that they would like to see and find useful. Also, BayREN has some funding for media that they will be using here shortly to help kind of get the word out in the BayREN area and kind of help fill the gaps of where some of the other CCAs may not be able to kind of cover media in their area. And so we kind of try and help together speak with one voice, I guess I would say, so that we're not having a lot of mixed messages out in the world. It's very easy, you know, particularly when you're talking about change. People are already a little apprehensive, right? And so once you start throwing in messages that feel like they're conflicting or people aren't saying the same thing, you further kind of push back your cause of trying to promote change. And so by working together with partners like BayREN, and some of the other CCAs and cities out there, we're able to try and put a voice together that allows us to consolidate our messages to be something consistent and kind of things that people can hear.
Great, thank you. I'm curious how you measure impact, Rebecca, and how, I know the campaign, I think you've had maybe 2 phases already so far, and we're working on changing people's mindsets, which is not an easy and tangible thing to measure. I'm curious, how you think it's going.
Yeah, so the first, it got interrupted a bit by COVID. So it actually got started with some of the initial research and branding in 2019. And then kind of the world was distracted. The world might still be distracted, but we're trying to pick up the pieces a bit from that and did a relaunch of kind of the state, or actually it was the statewide launch. It was more localized before that in December. And right now we're using a couple of traditional metrics. So more of like how many viewers and kind of are we able to reach through the various media channels, whether it be social or paid or earned, or through engagements like this, going to do different webinars to different public facing groups. Tomorrow I'll be in an event in a First Five Marin led event in Drawdown Bay area with, just public folks speaking there. So those methods are pretty traditional to a media type of campaign, and trying to kind of gain exposure. And then I would say the other piece is actually doing surveys. So we did a pre-campaign survey to a handful of homeowners in, I think it was November, right before the launch. And once this next round, I would say round of media is done, we're going to do a post awareness survey. And it's really just to measure the overall awareness in the environment about electrification. So if you didn't know about it at all before, have you heard of it now? You may not be ready to act, but like, do you know what it is? And so we're kind of taking baby steps, knowing that some people are really, really far from even starting the conversation with a contractor. They have other things that they need to figure out first.
Thank you. Back to you, Chad. You mentioned a refrigerantless heat pump water heater, and I think you're probably talking about the Sanco, the Sangen
Yes.
carbon dioxide. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have we prioritize a lot of our incentives towards the heat pump water heaters that have the grid capability, because we're really motivated on trying to get devices in the homes and businesses that are smart, that are grid controllable, that we can help lower during those outages, or really help lower the cost, the overages that are happening to them. But this other item that we have displayed is the Sanco unit, the CO2 unit. It's chilled by an outdoor unit, very similar to the chilling units that you see from Chilltrix or others that are associated to other mini split systems, the air to water heat pumps. But it's pushing coolant into the water heater, and that's how it's using it to control its refrigerant, is just through that outdoor unit. So it's a lot more comfortable inside the home than any water heater you can have. And I didn't get a chance to explain it when we were over there because there's people talking, but that was really functioning in the space. You got to hear how loud that water heater was, with me talking, with people talking behind me, with that working, and it's kicking out cool air. So it's kind of cool to experience that it is not that, the myth is busted that these are loud devices. But at the same time, this refrigerantless one is even more quiet, because the noise part of the component is outside, and the water unit becomes just a buffer tank that can also be stored in different places around the premises or in the facility itself. So it makes it a lot easier when you're designing a home, even retrofit. I think you're going to see that as a more an easier solution to retrofit a home than trying to fit a system in a home that might not be built with ducts or might not be built with the size capacities of water heaters. You now have that ability to pump water to areas efficiently.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Sangen is actually going to have that Wi-Fi control capability soon.
Yeah, you're correct. It was great having Reem and A.O. Smith and Sangen there in conversations. They've all been to the facility. They'll be here for different events, helping the builders connect. This is a great opportunity for builders to now directly connect with multiple brands. They're normally exposed to who comes to their offices and sells them their product, but here they can come to a one-stop shop or event and meet many. And so having these different brands on site was really cool to see them talk to each other and challenge each other to both go refrigerantless and to add grid capability onto their devices. So this next new wave coming out should be pretty impressive.
Great. And now for both of you, actually, education is so important both for the customers like us, but also for professionals and even new folks who are seeking out jobs and careers. Do you have any suggestions of how your resources can help support folks, as we know we need more people working in this field?
Yeah, I failed to really dig into this, but there's two major cruxes in the building industry in this innovative kind of appliance lane. And that is, one, the supply is an issue. We know that we need to get more brands to our community, more brands to America. We need to lower those prices and get more supply here. But the other is labor. And a lot of the builders on the call today would easily answer this for me in saying that you can find people that want to work, but do they really want to work? Are they really serious about this? We're on a cusp of a whole industry change, a new type of building, and to find that serious individual who wants to be that evolved installer is tougher to find. So we're partnered with the CTE Foundation to talk about the electric vehicle market and getting people to try to learn how to build and take apart electric vehicles. We have 7 vehicles in different high schools and schools in our community where they're taking those apart. The Next Gen Academy is another great opportunity where this association is putting together kids that are really interested in, not just solar installation, but also the heat pump world and how to install those. And so we'll have direct connections for the builders to connect with these schools, and SUU and the different local universities. We're connecting with them as well, and allowing a resource to the building community. As builders, it's tough for them to figure out who and where to go hire someone, and they might use the online resources, but now they can come to one-stop shop, and we can give them a list of students that are moving into this career field that are really hot leads.
Great. And Rebecca, in our last minute, can you also address kind of the workforce side of things for It Switches On?
Yeah, I mean, the Switches On really is more focused towards, consumers or the average kind of person out there. But where I would say there's a benefit for contractors out there is really in lead generation. So contractors who are looking to kind of move their business forward have the opportunity to be listed on the site, and really we're able to kind of connect them with people who want this work. And then also through the contractor hub side, connect them with other training resources so that they can kind of look at expanding their offerings, and including some of the tech marketing materials that help them actually market these kind of home improvements to their customers. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both so much for your time today and your resources to share with us. There are some questions in the Q&A that we didn't have time to get to, and if you don't mind looking at those and typing in answers that are appropriate, that would be fantastic.